Good morning, everybody. This is Redneck Live, Boone Cat Nation, coming at you this morning with a few thoughts on different matters that's hit the news lately. Just thought you might want to know that 7,000 person caravan that's coming up through Mexico is now swelled to 14,000 plus, mostly men. Could it be that the drug cartels in Mexico have had some of their people infiltrate the caravan to try to slide across the border to help on our side of the border with their drug distribution and setup? Come on, people. 14,000 people that think they're going to rush our border and take over. Do you know what that's going to do to our economy? Do you know what that's going to do to the criminal aspects? Because it's already been documented that there's several criminals through the bunch. Do you know what that's going to do trying to vet that many with the Democrats hollering, let them in, let them in? It's going to be a mess. And what's funny about it is the Democrats really don't want it. But it's up to the Republicans, since they're in power, to stop it, which makes them look like the bad guy, and then the Democrats can get on their stump and preach about how bad the Republicans are. If you'll go back and look at footage, when the Democrats had power, they were saying the exact same thing. We couldn't we couldn't be letting people just cross our border without being checked out and vetted. But since they don't have power, now they're saying they should be able to just come on, come one, come all. Woo, doggy, we're going to have us a good time. What I want to know is all these people that are hollering, let them come, let them come. How many are they willing to sponsor and take into their homes and take care of them until they get on their feet? How many of you out there that think they should come across the border is going to open your door and let them in? Not knowing whether they're a criminal, a murderer, a drug cartel member, MS-13 member, whatever. If you look in the mirror and you're honest, none of you are going to agree to that. And here's another thing. There's 2,000 more. That's right, 2,000 more already have converged on the border of Mexico in the south out of Guatemala and those countries that are forming to head north as we speak. So that will make it 16 plus thousand coming across our border, or trying to come across our border, and infiltrating America, disappearing into the woodwork. And then later on, we're spending money to support them. And if you notice, they've put a lot of the women with children up in the front of the line to be seen on the news. Now that's a good ploy. Wonder who thought of doing that. And now that it's swelled to 14,000, who's feeding them? I just want to know who's feeding all these people. Who's giving them water? Come on. We're not stupid. We know who's doing it. But I do have a remedy. No, we don't have the wall completely up yet. We've got it in places where they've started to build. But I got the perfect solution. Why not put out landmines about 300 foot deep all along the border, fence it off with warning signs in every language of every person that might come up from the south, stating that there's landmines, and if they enter at their own risk, and they've been warned. Wouldn't need no fence in. How many of them do you think are dedicated enough to walk across the landmines in a field where they have no idea where they're at? You know, I hate to say there'll be 2 or 3 that try it, and I really hate to say this, but 2 or 3 going to blow themselves up before the rest of them say, wait a minute, this ain't worth it. And they'll stop. So I think Donald Trump ought to send the military down, but not just to stand guard. Put out some mines in the desolate areas where they might be able to slip across the border. Those ranchers down there, I'm sure they'll donate 100 feet of land to put mines on as long as it's fenced off where their livestock can't get to it. That'll end that problem. If they don't know where to cross because of landmines, they're not going to. Like I said, I hate to say it, but Lord of dog, sometimes you gotta skin the cat to get to the kitty, you know what I mean? You put out landmines about 100, 200 feet deep all the way along the border. One or two get blowed up, the rest of them's gonna stop. Okay, now, that's just my opinion on the matter. Now let's take a look at these bombs. These bombs are sent out to these people with the return address. Maybe she did send them. Maybe she's just crazy enough to know that if she put her own return address, they wouldn't suspect her. But I doubt it. I mean, I really doubt it. And these are just my opinions. My opinion is I've dealt in demolitions in my life on several occasions. And the look of the x-rays and so forth on these bombs, none of them were set to actually go off. They had the makings to go off, but none of them were set where they would have been a danger to anyone. They were mailed, and someone that goes to that much trouble to do something like that, wouldn't you think they would want them set where they would go off? These were purposely put together in such a way that they wouldn't go off. All the ingredients were there, but they wouldn't go off. Now, who would do that? Who would go to that much trouble to take a chance on going to prison or even being, sentenced to death for bombs that wouldn't go off? If they're sophisticated enough to build them, they're sophisticated enough to know if they'd go off or not. There are several ways they could have done it that have been more effective, but that's their business, not mine. Bottom line is, it's a matter of convenience. Think about it. Right now in the early voting, the Republican base is riled up and they're out there voting, and they said the other day estimated 3-1 to Democrats on early voting. That don't mean we've got it in the bag. That just means that more Republicans got out early and voted. Democrats could make a comeback. But do you not think this is the perfect way to get your base energized to get out and vote? If the people they quote-unquote think are the greatest thing since the creation of time were being threatened, and now they're hollering about it. And I praised Trump for his speech about condemning it, wanting to find out who did it, and that things like this have to stop. But think about it. Maxine Waters, this is on you. This is on the snowflakes that listen to you and take what you say to heart. This is on Spartacus, Cory Booker, for the things he's said. All you far-left Democrats that are preaching violence out in the streets and wherever you find a Republican, did you not think that sooner or later, that apparently someone on the right would start doing payback? Think about it. You're the one that said that violence needed to be brought to the streets. We need to bring violence against your opponents. And now that it's happening to you, it's not so funny, is it? I just don't understand. You're getting what you asked for. Violence in the streets. Take them down at any cost. Collateral damage is okay based on what Pelosi said, as long as you achieve your goals. That's right. As long as it comes out the way you want it, it doesn't matter who gets in the way and who gets trampled on. Now that there's a possibility that it is someone in the Republican base, it's a possibility that it's Democrats trying to energize their base. Bottom line is, why send out a bomb that's not going to explode unless you didn't want to explode, you just wanted it to hit the news feed? Interesting concept, huh? Conspiracy theory, whatever you want to call it, just good old redneck common sense. If it looks like a bear and it growls like a bear, it's probably a doggone bear, don't you think? If it walks like a duck, it waggles like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, it's a freaking duck. That's just my opinions. But like I said, this violent stuff never came along. When did it start, people? Come on, when did this real get-in-your-face violence start? It started really heavy. There was a little bit of it, but it started to break out in the second term of Obama. And then it just got worse when he stepped down and Trump won. So who's to blame? We're to blame, not them. Not the Democrats, not the Republicans. Nobody up there is to blame. If they told you to jump off a cliff onto the jagged rocks below, would you? So see, it's our fault. We're listening to their rhetoric. We're getting caught up in it, left and right. The left has really went full throttle on this, and now the right's starting to come alive a little bit and go throttle on it back. Whether it's revenge, whether it's just giving them their own medicine, whether it's the Democrats trying to energize their base by making it look like it was Republicans and pissing people off, we may never know. But like I said, I've seen bombs before, and these were not sophisticated, but could have been effective. Smart putting glass in them for the shrapnel, making them lighter, undetectable. But why to go to all that much trouble and then send them to them knowing that the detonator wasn't even set to go off? I mean, the wires were there, the digital timer was there, the shrapnel was there, the explosives powder was there, but they weren't set to go off. Come on. Can you smell what Granny's cooking in the kitchen? Sometimes it's good eating. Sometimes it's not. That's just my thoughts on the matter. Y'all have to come to your own conclusions. I'm not telling you what to think. I'm just telling you my opinion. Like I said before, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one. But think for yourself. Look at the news. Watch the evidence. See what's happening around you. And come on, Democrats. You know as well as I do. If 14,000 make it across, another 2,000 coming up, our economy will crash. We'll have a 2.1 or less growth. Jobs will dry up. Taxes will go up, which the Democrats already say they want to do as soon as they get in office, is raise taxes and take away incentives and put us back 15 or 20 years. We can't let that happen. And Democrats, you don't want it to happen, because when that happens, that means that your mom and daddy's making less money and can't afford to have you in their basement, can't afford to keep you up. They'll have to put you on the street. Think about that. Everything they're doing and everything they're trying to accomplish is going to make it harder for you to survive. And no, the entitlements will be cut back to save. To cut back on the expenditures. And Social Security is not an entitlement. You pay for that privilege every week when you get your paycheck. Look on it. Your insurance, Medicare, and the money you get when you retire, paid in advance. Can't be an entitlement if it's paid in advance. But y'all have a great day today. I may come back a little later if I see something that irks me the wrong way. And this is the old Redneck on Redneck Live and Boomcat Nation. Catch me on my Facebook page. Some people know me as Rob. Catch me on YouTube. Catch me on Twitter. I hope you'll like and share this. I really would like you to subscribe to my channels. Love you all out there. Y'all be safe. Be careful. And last but not least, think for yourself, people. You are very intelligent no matter which side of the coin you're on. And that'll be me signing off. Y'all have a great day.